Hello everybody, this is Phonito Bobbin here, and welcome back to Train Simulator 3, where today we'll be taking a look at the recently released Kicking Horse Pass route. Yes, another Canadian route has been added to Train Simulator 3, courtesy of Pro Train this time. Yeah, we just got the Lafon Regional Railway, well now we have another Canadian route, but this time of course from Mr. Pro Train, who is the other guy who often develops routes for Train Simulator 3 and other than so yeah. So yeah, Kicking Horse Pass route. So this is a new route to Train Simulator 3, although it's not a new route in general, because I believe, this route was actually, released over in Train Simulator 2 as well. So, Trainz 2 players would probably, well, most likely recognize this route, but, for Trainz 2 players, well, this is obviously a new thing. So yeah, Kicking Horse Pass, this is another, like I said, another route based in Canada, and well, what has been interesting is some very interesting equipment over there. We'll take a look at that and just well, actually, yeah, go take a look at it right now. So, yeah, Kicking Horse Pass, Train Simulator 3. Let's take a look at everything that I get here in this add-on in Train Simulator 3. So, starting off here, we have V-Rail. Yes, we have all new V-Rail equipment here in Train Simulator 3. That is right, we have a brand new operator in this game, and I'm just checking to make sure everything is good. But yes, we have V-Rail here in Train Simulator 3. Yep, V-Rail is here. Like I said, a brand new operator here in Train Simulator 3. We've never had V-Rail equipment previously, so here it is then. This train, of course, well, not the specific concepts, but of course, this engine, these coaches make up what is the V-Rail Canadian, which is the premier long-distance service that runs from Toronto in Canada all the way to Vancouver, British Columbia, which, as you may know, is slow fairyland. And actually, this train isn't exactly the fast thing you believe it, but it's V-Rail, so yeah, it gets passed from me. Alrighty then, so let's have to get to the equipment then. So first up here we have the F40PH-2D. So an all-new variant, or an all-new F40 variant here in Train Simulator 3. Let's get a good look at it. But yeah, of course, yeah, new variant of the F40. Like I said, we have had, well, I think, like I said, we have had F40s in Train Simulator 3 previously. We've had a few Amtrak ones, as well as a Metra F40 in the Model Trains Chicago route. But yeah, here's another new variant, this time in the V-Rail. I forget the name of this livery specifically. This livery does have a name, but I forget. But yeah, it's the modern day turquoise, yellow, and silver livery, which does look very nice. I gotta say I really like this livery. So yeah. So yeah, there it is, the F40 PH-2D, an all-new F40 variant. Taking a look at the interior cab, I believe this cab is all new. I don't recall seeing this cab before, so yeah, this cab is all new to this variant of the F40, which, thank goodness, because this yeah, cab does look really nice. Not the old and bad cab that we have in the other F40s, although those F40s aren't exactly new, so yep. Having said that, then there was a jointed rail F40 on the content store, but I haven't got that one. I've only got the F40 to get each of the some of the different routes. So yeah. But yeah, here it is then, the cab of the F40 PH-2D. All right, so the horn. Okay, very interesting horn. I wasn't expecting that horn. Yeah, I'm not sure how realistic that is. Let's see if the bell's accurate. Oh, come on, bell. Oh. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry to say this, but I think the bell, no, the horn, especially the bell, are actually inaccurate. That's not the steel bell that these engines have. They have like a, I don't know. If VR fans will know what I'm talking about, but yeah, this thing does not have the correct horn or bell, I think. I mean, the horn might be okay, but the bell is definitely not accurate, as I should know, because I've seen footage of these engines before, and yeah, so yeah, horn and bell sounds not the best, but there you go then, the V-Rail F40 PH-2D. Alrighty, well, let's take a look at some coaches. We got a bunch of new coaches then. The 1940s Streamliner coaches, because it's taken V-Rail so long to get new coaches, and V-Rail does have new coaches on order actually for the long distance trains, but for right now they're still using the very old 1940s, Streamliner, equipment, which dates all the way back to the days of steam. So yeah. Alrighty, well, let's take a look at some coaches. We got a bunch of new coaches then. The 1940s Streamliner coaches, because it's taken V-Rail so long to get new coaches, and V-Rail does have new coaches on order actually for the long distance trains, but for right now they're still using the very old 1940s Streamliner equipment, which dates all the way back to the days of steam. So yeah. Alrighty, so first up we have the baggage car. Yeah, so these coaches, they're well, they're old in real life, but of course they're new here in the game. And they do look very nice. Gotta say, Proton did a really good job with mulling these coaches. Yeah. So yeah, they're very old coaches in real life, but they're brand new here in Trainz 3. Alright. I think it's going to have a pass view, I'm not sure which ones do and don't. I won't spoil it yet, though. So we'll see how that goes. But there you go then, that is the baggage car. Up next, we have the Ch2 car. This, yeah, I have no idea what this coach is supposed to be, but here it is. It's going in ABC order, by the way. This isn't the concept you'll actually see in the game. This is just how I set up for the review. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. And up next, we have the Coach 1 car. So this is the, I guess, the standard regular coach car. I'm gonna guess this one should have a passive view. Let's see. Oh no, I guess it doesn't. Okay. Alright, well, no passive view in this thing, but there you go. That's the Coach 1. Up next, we have the dining car. Yep. This part looks more interesting, actually. There it is, the Vera Canadian dining car. Up next is the Manor car. Yep, there you go. Up next we have the Skyline car, which is the Dome car, as I know it. I think this thing should have a passive view. Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. It's facing the wrong way, but... Yep, there you go. Then you have a dome passive view, which looks very nice indeed. Alright. And finally, the park car. Not sure where the name park comes from, but... Yeah, I know this is the observation car. It's like this quite interesting because it's basically a... well, it's the, yeah, you got the observation deck as well as a dome on top of it, which looks pretty cool. So, yeah, look at that. Does passive view here as well? Yes, we do. Okay. Yeah, same passive view as the other one, but that's fine. And let's see what other coaches have passive views. Let's see. We have this one, the Manor car. No. Well, this one. No. Coach car. No. Okay, so it seems like we only have passive views in the two dome cars, but nothing in the regular coach cars. Alright then. Alright, well there you have it. That is the complete list of V-Rail equipment, including this route. You got the F40, of course, and a bunch of different coaches to make up the Canadian. So there you have it. Alright, then let's go over the freight equipment then that you get in this route. First up here, we have a locomotive that is not new. This is the CPKC ES44AC. I've actually driven this engine before in a video, more specifically the Western Branch video they uploaded earlier this year. So, yeah, so if you want to see me drive this engine, then watch that video. So here then, the CPKC ES44AC. I believe this is now the second route that we've had this engine in. And I believe this was first introduced in the Western Branch route, which came out earlier this year. So there you have it then. Interior cab. Interior cab, thank you. And yeah, here it is, the cab of the ES44AC. Nice cab as usual. But Proton always does good work with his details and stuff, so yeah. So I just saw the cab for those of you that haven't seen the Western Branch video. There's the back. And yep, there you have it. Horn and bell. Same one I believe as the Norfolk's other one, so there you have it. Alright, now for some freight rolling stock, we have a 4 of the CP Center Flow hopper cars. So, yeah. Alright, so first up here is the CP Center Flow hopper number 384845. So back to an older asset, which looks, alright, I guess. There's a bald eagle. Wait, bald eagle? I thought this was Canada, not America. Although, technically Canada is North America, so, yeah. Alright, here's the same, same hopper car, numbered 385372. This one's a bit more, crusty. Yeah. But all these are decent models. Up next, we have number 386380, which is really crusty looking. It's got some weathering on it. How about it? And finally, number 388774, which has some graffiti on it. So there you have it. Graffiti. Okay, well, there's some of the freight equipment. Up next, we have another engine that I've seen before, the CPAC44CW, which I think I've also driven this engine in a video. I think I think I did this one quite a while ago, back in the Sequoia Valley video. So if you want to see me drive this engine, then watch that video. But yep, another K engine I've seen before. Put it here in this route. Actually, this engine was also featured in the recently released Western Branch video as well. The first time I drove in this game was in the Sequoia Valley video, which I made a while back, so yeah. Alrighty, interior cab. Yep, there is a difference between the other one. This cab looks pretty nice as well. Alright. There's the back. Horn and bell. And it's the same horn and bell as the other one. Okay. Alrighty, well, some more rolling stock then. This is the CP well cars. Starting off with the well 1A. Yep, so getting to the well cars, which is pretty nice. I don't think we've had these particular well cars in this game yet. We've had well cars in the past, but I don't think we've ever had any in CP Rail. And, yeah, it is technically possible to load these, but only with the surveyor, which we still haven't gotten this game after all these years. So, yeah. Alrighty, up next is well 1C. Which is mostly the same. And finally, well 1B. Alright. Alrighty, and that is all of the, I guess you could say, modern equipment. Well, modern is a loose term for the V-Rail coaches, but there you go, then that is all the equipment that you'll be driving for the most part here in this route. But next we have this thing. Now, well, most specifically I want to point out these two coaches here, because for some reason we have these old coaches here in this route for some reason. So, yeah, I figured I would put a steam engine here. This is the, whoops, I forgot to do not disturb, as usual. But yes, here we have the USRA Light Pacific, which is actually one of the default locomotives they get here in this game. But I figured I'd put this here to make this more perfect. But here are the two coaches that you get with this route. First up here we have this, the Pullman 7DR-parlor car CA 1900s. So yeah, we have a classic parlor car. And I was actually thinking about putting down the D10 that we looked at in the LaFawn video, but I didn't want you guys to get excited. We get the D10 with as well. No, you don't. The D10's only in the in the Lafon video, or Lafon route for now. Let's figure out, but I want the default engines just to, yeah. But here's the Pullman Parlor car, which is included in this route, and no pad view. Okay. Yeah, so Pullman Parlor car, I have no idea what this is doing here in this add-on, but yeah, you do indeed get this coach with this add-on. So there you have it. And just behind it here, we have this. This is the VR AA Class American Student Passenger Car Dining Car Albert, which you should remember from the Christmas on SR Petersburg route. Yeah. Oh, it's even got the European buffers and coupling. Well, I say European. I think it's actually from Australia. So yeah. I have no idea what this is doing in this route either. So yeah, for some reason you have two old style passenger cars that'd be suitable for like a steam engine, and yet they haven't actually included any steam engine in this route. So I don't know if it's like for like a display piece or something, or maybe it's like a private car. I have no idea. Like I said, the steam engine here, this is not included. Well, it's not included in this route. It's included as a as part of the base content here in Trainz 3. So yeah, I don't know what's up with those coaches, but otherwise, there you have it. That is everything that I get, except for the steam engine. That's part of the default content builder. That everything else is included here in this route. So you got V-Rail, of course, which is the part that I'm mainly interested in, plus some free equipment, and of course a couple of steamy Repagit coaches, which I have no idea what those are doing here in this add-on, but there you have it. Alright, so let's go look then at the route itself then. Here's the, oh, this is British Columbia, okay. Yeah, this is the top part of the route. It is a linear route, though. There's no, not much place where you can really, like, diverge off the main line or anything. I think there are some industry spurs, but that's about it. This route is... Oh, that's it. Hang on, that's the whole route. Yeah, there's Lake Louise or whatever. And there's the entirety of the route then. So, yeah, it's pretty much a linear route. And, yeah, well, we will be driving the entirety of this route today then, so I'm interested to see, I guess we'll see what the rest of the route looks like. But yeah. Alright then, well, with that in mind, let's take a look at the scenarios that get with this route, and then do some driving. Alright, so here are all these scenarios that get with this route, plus the one I made for this video. So that's usually you get 4 pre-scripted scenarios. You have 2 scenarios actually involving the V-Rail Canadian. You get V Canadian to Vancouver, and Canadian to Winnipeg. I'm guessing this is, yeah, I get one. Well, I get one which is like a clear day, and the other which is a bit more like foggy weather. So yeah, you guys get 2 freight scenarios. You get containers to Winnipeg using the well cars and pick up and return, which looks to use the the default. Yeah, it looks like it's using the default box cars. So yeah, so 4 pre-scripted scenarios, plus a bunch of different freedom scenarios and various different weather settings. So there you have it. And of course, the set that we're doing for today is Canadian to Winnipeg because it's V-Rail. I got to do it. So yep, Canadian to Winnipeg. Alrighty, so your task today is to operate the delayed Canadian heading to Winnipeg via Lake Louise. Pay close attention to the schedule. Alrighty then, let's do it. Alright, and we are in. Starting actually where we started the video, I believe, which is good. Alright, your task today is to operate the delayed Canadian heading to for Winnipeg via Lake Louise. Pay close attention to the schedule. Freight trains are priority on this route. Oh, of course, freight trains. So it's based on the Derby Avatar train. Okay, so make sure some extended waiting time, stay alert, and ensure a smooth journey for your passengers. Alrighty then. Alright, I'm going to be there by 12:55, so about an hour-long journey. Alright. Okay, let's talk about the lights and, up the horn. Lights. And, let's go. Alright. Ooh, I like the, engine sounds. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Well, here we go then. The V-Rail Canadian. Let's watch the train go by. We can look at the what's kind of supposed to be like. That's of the lead engine, plus go behind it, as usual. Get the baggage car. Just pick up speed a little bit. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Alright, there it is, the V-Rail Canadian. Alright. Oh, going down to 25. They caught that. Alrighty, well here we are then, kicking horse past V-Rail Trainz 3. What more do you want? Yeah, V-Rail. Yeah, if you haven't already noticed, I'm actually a bit of a fan of V-Rail. I actually briefly talked about this in the LaFon video. But yeah, I like V-Rail. Not quite as much as Amtrak. I think Amtrak is a bit more historic, interesting. But V-Rail is also interesting to me. Because they're basically the Amtrak of Canada. Let me accelerate just a tiny bit. So we're not crawling along here. There we go. There's a little bit over speed limit, but that's fine. Alrighty then. Yeah, Kicking Horse Pass. So I should mention I never drove this over or never had this over in Train Simulator 2. So this is a all new route to me. So yeah, although frame rate is not the best already, yep. Typical Pro Train foliage. I just don't get it. Yep. And it's gonna take us an hour to get to Lake Louise or wherever it's called, so this is gonna be a long journey. Alright, then, well, here we are, then, Kicking Horse Pass. Yeah, this one actually came out quite a while ago, actually. It actually came out before I did the LaFon video. But it's taken me until now to finally get around to doing a video here on this route, so I guess I'll use the opportunity to explain where I've been then. You know, I've gone another brief break then, so yeah. So as I described in the LaFon video, I was sick for 3 weeks. All up until the 21st, when I was finally able to record the LaFon video. Then I published it the day after that. But then they announced that in the LaFon video that this video, Kicking Horse Pass, was going to come out a couple Saturdays ago, actually, on what was it? Would have been come out on Saturday, April 26th. But it's been all the way until this point. Well, I guess I'll talk a bit more about well, we'll talk about the LaFon video. So around mid-March was when I learned that, oh, I don't have much money, as it turns out. Yeah. I'm not sure if I've ever talked about this in a previous video or anything, or a previous live stream, but ever since the beginning of 2022, I have been relying on Social Security disability insurance for basically just for some money to spend on, well, things. And actually, that's how I've been able to afford a lot of things I bought over the past few years. It was actually in the beginning, January of 2022, that I got my first ever Social Security deposit. That's actually how I was able to buy this iPad that we're playing on right now. I got the iPad that I've used for all of my iPad videos for the last few years now, since January of 2022. It was also I was able to buy my supercomputer in mid-2022, which is the computer I use for all of my which is the computer that I've used for all of my PC gameplay videos since mid-2022. That's how I'm able to play Train Sim World on super high graphic settings. Also, wow, this frame rate is bad. You know what? I'll be surprised if it doesn't crash by the end of this video. Yeah, I did restart my iPad before this video, though, so I am running this iPad fresh, but I won't be surprised if my iPad overheats and eventually the route crashes. So, and here's the thing. I've said this before on previous Pro Train routes. Stop putting so much foliage in these routes. I've said this so many times. Like, come on. When's Mr. Pro Train ever going to get the memo? You know? You know, High Walmart, I don't solve this issue. You know, every time I play a High Walmart route, those routes always run smoothly because he doesn't put so much foliage in this route. But then whenever I play a Pro Train route, it's ridiculous. You know. And so this isn't necessarily like a Train Simulator 3 thing. This is just the way that Mr. Okay, look at this. Come on. Yeah, I guess I should probably mention what iPad I'm using. By the way, I'm using an iPad Air 4. Which is one of the most powerful iPads that you can get. It's not the most powerful, that's the iPad Pro, but iPad Air 4 is still the second most powerful iPad, and it can run this game smoothly, it can, but only as long as there's, like, not an overload of scenery, like there is here. So, yeah. It's just a bit silly. Anyway, so back to what I was talking about. So, yeah, so Social Security, that's how I was able to afford my supercomputer in mid 2022. Some of the big purchases. It was also I was able to get my car, actually the car that I use. I bought that car in late 2023, and it was also I was able to go to New York in 2023. Yeah, that's the which I did make a video on. And most recently, I was able to go to Chicago in 2024. So for the past few years now, my Social Security insurance is how I've been able to afford a lot of the things that I've been able to buy over the last few years. I guess I also mentioned it's called Social Security Disability Insurance. I think it's well, for what kind of disability you have. It's actually just because of my autism. Actually, yeah, I am on the autism spectrum, so that's how I was able to get that insurance. And I basically rely on it as my main source of income for the past few years. And it wasn't until March of 2025 this year that I found out that there's no money. So me thinking, well, how there's suddenly been no money? Well, just because of all the inflation that's been happening over the past few years, no thanks to the stupid government that we had for a few years of, from 2021 up until 2024, yeah, all thanks to the rampant inflation, everything's become more expensive, groceries and stuff, and because of all this inflation, a lot of the money that I get from Social Security has been spent on essential things, like groceries, car insurance, and rent and everything. It's just the costs have just ballooned so much that I just haven't been able to get much money to spend on leisure things. But on that note, I didn't know this until mid-March of 2023, right after I published the Pipestone Pass video on Trainz Classic. I got a train there as we're stopping pretty soon. So basically I found out that I was not getting much money for leisure things. So I was like, okay. And as I mentioned in the LaFawn video, I had originally planned on another big trip this year. I went to New York in 2023, I went to Chicago in 2024, and I was planning on another big trip that was set to happen this year. But obviously I can only do these trips if I have the money, which I had the money for New York and Chicago, but now for this trip, I don't have the money, so yeah. So after I found this out, I basically tried to find ways to make some money. I tried to, well, at first, I had looked for some remote work-from-home jobs. That was the first thing I did, but I concluded that doing that would be too difficult. So then I tried to make money through food delivery, basically things basically make money through DoorDash and Uber Eats, which turned out to be an abysmal failure because I figured out that if I did that, I would only make about $10 an hour, and it simply wasn't worth it, to do all that driving and everything, and I make $10 an hour. It's just ridiculous. So I abandoned that. And so I decided, okay. So I decided to go back to trying to find ways to make money through getting a remote job, but then also that still didn't work out because finding a job is just too difficult. And then it's funny, right about the beginning of April when I published the Toronto Island Ferries video, I had a brainwave to be like, okay, I won't be able to find a job myself, but maybe I can find a job with the help of somebody else. And then right as I posted the Toronto Island Ferries video, I became sick, and then I was sick for 3 weeks. And it wasn't until I posted the LaFawn video towards the end of April that I finally was starting to feel better. So then I published the LaFawn video on the 22nd. And yeah, that was basically when I was done being sick and finally got my life back to normal. So then, right after I posted the LaFawn video, I then decided to resume my job hunting thing. And on Tuesday, Tuesday, the same day that I published the LaFawn video, the day after I recorded that video, I tried to find a career center near me, which would be able to help me out, but that was a bit more of a faff than I thought it was going to be, so yay. But the next day, on Wednesday, so the 23rd, I was finally able to go to a career center that was actually able to help me out. I drive a long ways for it, though. From perspective, I live in Providence, and I drive all the way down to Warwick to go to the career center there to try to meet up with somebody. And I did, actually. I was able to meet up with a guy who was actually quite helpful, gave me a lot of tips trying to find a job. But the downside of that was that I found out that getting a remote job is very difficult in this current time, you know. And if you're wondering, well, Frony, why did you, please wait, oncoming trains approaching past early. Alright then. So you think to yourself, well, Frony, then why did you decide to try to get a remote job? And the reason is because it was ultimately the job that I really, or the type of job that I really wanted, because, you know, it meant I could stay home all day and still make money from home and do that, and yeah. But then after my visit to the career center in Warwick, it occurred to me that finding a remote work from home job was just not gonna happen. It was just it just wasn't gonna happen. It was just it's just too hard to find a remote job these days in 2025. Which just makes some sense because obviously, you know, it's 2025 and everyone's going back to work now and stuff. So yeah, so basically concluded that that finding a remote job was just not gonna happen. So it was like, okay, I guess what I'll do then is I'll try to apply for some more typical jobs. Oh, there's a train there. Hello. Alright, there's a boxcar train. CPKC train hauling seat for boxcars. Interesting. Yeah. There he is. Alright, so some freight train action. How about it? Anyway, as I was saying, so the Thursday, the day after I went to the career center, this was actually originally to be the day that I was actually record this video, Kicking Horse Pass, but then I decided that finding a job was more important, to try to make the money needed for the trip this summer. But eventually I concluded even that was difficult, you know. You know, even if I landed a job, it would be some boring menial job that I would hate, so I figured, you know, not much point trying that either. And so then, as a last-ditch effort to try to get the money needed for this trip, I decided to ask my uncles for some money, see if they'd be able to offer up some money. And can I go, by the way? Is he one set for me? Yeah, they are. Okay. So then I decided to try to ask for uncles for some money, and I was actually able to contact one of them, actually, who did give me an offer, but the offer wasn't enough, so yeah. So in the end, I decided that the best thing to do would be to postpone the trip to next year, so yeah. Yeah, so basically my big trip that was hoping to go on this year is now been postponed to next year. Yeah, which was a really hard decision to make, you know. I really wanted to do this trip this year, but it just wasn't feasible, you know. But yeah, basically the reason why I haven't recorded this video up until now is because I spent the last 2 weeks trying to find ways to pay for this trip, and in the end it was all for nothing, so yeah. Yeah. So, so what am I gonna do about this then? Well, like I said, my big summer trip that I was hoping to go on this year has, like I said, has been postponed to next year. Which at this point is for the best, you know, because, like, I was really trying, though, to try to raise the money needed for this trip. And, you know, as a result, my stress levels were much higher than they had been in recent, because it's like, you know, I really wanted to make the reservations, hotel reservations before those got expensive, and I wanted to buy train tickets before those got expensive. But, yeah, it's just, the money needed, it would just been, no, I never would have been able to get the amount of money in time, so, yeah. But the good news is that now that my trip has been postponed, thankfully the chaos that's been happening has come to an end, and I can finally relax. And also more importantly, make more videos. So yeah, I think Will Flance squeal. Yay. I believe we're going to the lake. Actually, I think that's what this firework is. Yeah. So we'll start again pretty soon. Of course we are. No, so next to this red. That might be a broken red light though. Actually, what's in front of me then? Um. Oh, it's just red for the sake of being red. Oh, I know, it's because it's set wrong. Oh, hold up. Oh, come on, really? Hmm. Oh, that's not what we went in. But yeah, I guess to answer your guys' question of where I've been for the past little bit, yeah, based after the Fawn video, I went on a 2 week crusade to try and get the money needed or find a way to make money so I can pay for the trip. And in the end, it was a failure. And so, yeah, I decided the best thing to do at this point is to postpone the trip to next year. And yeah. So basically, that's over now, pretty much. Yeah. In terms of my sickness, though, that I was having before, yeah, fortunately, like I say, I'm feeling a lot better now. Physically, my bloating is at a minimum. My digestion issues are not really a thing anymore. So, yeah, so physically, I've been feeling much better over the past couple of weeks. Mentally, though, yeah, that's where I wasn't feeling so well. But thankfully, now that's been taken care of. Now that I decided to postpone the trip and do it next year instead of this year. Okay, well, notice next light is red. Well, the only way to proceed here is to pass the red light, which again is an issue they've had a lot of times with these approaching routes. Like, I don't get it. Unless it's facing the other way. Oh no, it's facing our direction, but it literally wants us to pass through, so, it wants to do game. Well, it's gonna let us through here, or we're gonna have to go back to the menu and bang. Let's see. Yep, as expected. Alright, back in a second. Alright, and I'm back, and rather unexpectedly, the scenario seems to have actually continued itself, which I'll explain what I mean in just a little bit, but yeah, let's hit play and continue on, so yeah. Oh, as we have an actual red light coming up pretty soon, so I better start slowing up for that. So, recording? Yeah, okay, so I've actually been going for a little bit, actually, because, I tried to do my usual hack of going back to the menu and then just reloading the scenario through there. Well, it turns out that so what I did was that when I did that, so I went back to the menu and then I tried to reload the scenario through there. But for some reason, the message of like the either menu or replay, for some reason that message box at the end just wouldn't go away, so I couldn't actually play the scenario. So what I did then is that I uninstalled and then reinstalled the route, and then I had to start the scenario over again from the beginning. And I've driven the train back up to the point where the scenario quit. And I drove through the red light expecting... Okay, so basically what was that? I drove the scenario up to the point in which we had the red light issue. And, oh, are we seriously going to the... Oh my goodness. This scenario is junk. We're being run to the siding. What's this about? Oh my, come on. Anyway, so as I was saying, so I drove up to the red signal, like I did. Oh, it's doing it again. Okay. We drove up the red signal, and then okay, I completely lost my train of thought here because it's just like the most wild thing ever what's happening right now. I guess. Oh, hold up. It's broken. Oh wait, hang on. Come on. Thank you. Wait, I think I'm sent to the wrong line anyways. I don't think I'm supposed to... Oh. Alright, whatever. I don't care. Let's just keep going. Anyway, um, so I just go up to these. I know that's where I did the cut. I try to do my hack of going back to the menu and then loading back into the scenario. That didn't work because the message bug thing was still showed up. So like I said, reinstalled the route, then I replayed the scenario all the way up until the point where we had the red light. And I was expecting the same thing again, like it was going to kick us back to the main menu or replay. But surprisingly, well, as you just saw there, it didn't. I backed through the red light just now, and for some reason, it said, "Oh, the scenario will now end." Well, it doesn't. So interesting. So I guess with this specific scenario, even if you do run a red light, it will not end the scenario. So, huh? Good. Yeah, because I was thinking I was going to have to go into the free drive mode and drive a train manually all the way up until the end of the route, but no, thankfully, I will actually be able to play the entirety of the scenario in this video, so good. Yeah, actually very curious that I've noticed with these pro train routes where occasionally you get like a red light issue where you just can't proceed and stuff, so that's annoying. But I guess at least in this scenario it's been fixed, because, fun fact, when I actually started this video, I was actually playing an outdated version of this route because an update actually came out. So what happened was that, actually it was actually a couple weeks ago actually that I bought this route and downloaded and set up the intro bit where I showed up the instant rolling stock. Because I was actually gonna do this video, I was gonna record this video on April 24th and then publish it in the weekend. And then, but of course you know what happened with the money issue, and of course I delayed this video by a little bit because of everything that was happening. And during that delay, a update for this one actually came out, but I didn't actually get the update because I thought it would ruin the system that I made, because I didn't want to make it all over again, because I'm lazy. But then now that I've actually done that now, and I've had to restart this video, yeah, so, I don't know, this game sometimes. Let's go up to 35, that's nice. Anyway, so, yeah, that was a bit of a faff, but, yeah, we're now on the road once again, so, yay. So, now that we're on the road again, I guess I'll use that brain to pick up where I left off talking beforehand. Actually, well, I won't because of the plant school noise. It's quite loud in here. Oh, the frame rate's good, though. Yeah, look at that, 60 FPS, roughly. See, that's the kind of frame rate you can get with this game if you don't have a million trees surrounding the route. You know? Anyway. Well, welcome to the next hopping marker. But check the map. We're actually about halfway through this route, actually, so we're actually almost, well, not almost there, but we're getting there. Looks like we'll be stopping pretty soon and let another freight train pass. Yay. Slow. Anyway. And here we are out of the tunnel. And frame rate's gone back to turds. Okay. Alrighty then. So, as I mentioned before, yeah, I basically spent the last couple weeks trying to raise money for my summer trip that I was hoping to do this summer, but now it's been postponed to next summer. Yeah. So what does it mean for the future then? Well, obviously the trip has been postponed, but on the bright side, that means I have a lot more time to try to make the money needed to try to do this trip. And I want to do unethical methods to try to get the money either, or make the money, I'm gonna say. And also, hopefully my upload schedule will finally start to be more consistent, because, yeah, my uploads this year, I will admit, have not been that consistent, but, yeah, it's mainly just because of how much has been happening this year, you know? It's not like I'm lazy or anything, or like I'm getting tired of YouTube. No, I want to make videos, and I want to publish a video every single week, but I just haven't been able to because of everything that's been happening this year, you know? I started with the microphone issue all the way back in February, which ran all the way until March. Then there was the money issue that started in mid-March, and then I got sick for 3 weeks, and I tried to fix the money issue again once I was done being sick, and yeah. Well, the good news is that that's over with now. I'm not gonna try and, well, I mean, I am going to still try and find a way to make money. But I won't be, prioritizing over videos or stuff like that. Well, I will be working on it, but I won't have to, bang the coaches, if you know what I mean. I won't have to not do these videos. I'll still be able to do these videos while doing my money-making method in the background. So, yeah. In case you're wondering what that is, by the way, actually, I'm not going to say much about it yet because well, I don't know if it'll work yet, so, but I'm going to try starting, actually this week, so, yeah. Now in terms of videos then, so there won't actually be a video this Saturday because I am going to upload this video, well, I have already uploaded this video on the Tuesday, but I won't be recording any more videos for the rest of this week because I need all the time that I can get to, start my business and, get that going. So my next video actually won't be uploaded up until May 17th, so a couple Saturdays from now, yeah. But at the moment, there are any urgent videos I have to make. As of right now, there has been any new route releases since this route. Like, yeah, we got Kicking Horse Pass video back in mid-April actually. But I've taken the Discord server and there hasn't, or in the Trainz Discord server, and there hasn't been any new Trainz route releases since this route. So, and because we just got 2 routes from 2 different developers in a row, we got the Lafon region by Han Walmart, and we got this route from Pro Train. And so I'm not expecting there to be any more route releases from either of them for a little while now. Probably not till June, maybe. Might be till June that we get the next route here for Trainz 3, which is fine by me because it allows me to take some time to formulate a plan. And yeah. So in terms of what videos are coming next, then I've actually got a bunch of videos planned actually. Actually, I announced in my I think in my what was it, the Lafon video that I was gonna make a couple reviews, and actually, yeah, I'm planning on making a review on the M-Star route as well as the Shoreline Railroad and a couple other routes here in Trainz 3. Although not just those, but I'm also planning on doing some making some videos on Trainz 5. Yeah, just got some Trainz 5 videos coming pretty soon because I've been wanting to make videos on that game for a while, but I haven't been able to just because of everything that's been going on. But yeah, Trainz 5 videos coming soon, so yeah. And the good news is that yeah, all this nonsense that's happening over the past while has finally come to an end. Now that now that I'm done being sick, and now that I've decided to postpone my summer trip to next year, it basically means that yeah, videos should be a lot more consistent now for the rest of this year. Alright, come to approaching. Well, that's really alright then. And we're currently here, so we're actually... Oh, hold up. Wait, which trains are frame facing? Wait, what? Wait, I thought we were going this way. Wait, hold up. Oh. Oh, hang on, we started here. Oh. Oh, hold up. We're not as far along as I thought we were. Oh, so we got miles to go. Okay, fine. Alright. So we're just gonna do the 35 minutes until we get to our destination. Yay! But yeah, videos should be more frequent now. Hopefully, starting May 17th, I'm finally going to be posting videos every single Saturday now for the rest of this year. Yeah, now like I said, I will be working in the background to try to get some money. But the good news is that I'll no longer have to postpone videos for that. I'll finally be able to... Yeah, basically I'll be able to upload a video every single week while also working in the background to make some money. So, yeah. So as long as I don't get sick or nothing else stupid happens, I should be able to actually post videos every single week and actually be able to stick to that schedule and not have to postpone videos anymore. Because, yeah, Lafon took a video to... Lafon took a while to get out. This took a little while to get out, but hopefully there won't be any more like delays or anything like that, and I'll be able to post videos more frequently and every week. The guy initially planned to. So yeah, let's get a container train. How about it? So yeah, like I'm pretty much done being sick, and there shouldn't be any more drama with the with making money. I'll be able to do that more methodically and actually hopefully get some results. And yeah. Alrighty then. Well, that pretty much covers that. And onwards to Louise River, I guess. Yay. Alright. So that pretty much covers all that. Then I guess I'll go back to talking about what we're doing here right now in this video. Like I said, this route's kind of mid so far. It's just trees and stuff and trees. This train's pretty cool. I like the engine sound. Have they updated the bell on this by any chance? No, okay. Yeah, the bell is wrong. Yeah, for some reason they depict this engine with a steel bell when in actuality it has a Canadian E bell. Yeah, which I was hoping to see here, but unfortunately we haven't. Alright then, so so that pretty much covers everything that's been happening in my life then over the past while now. But yeah, I really hope that this is the end of all the nonsense, all the drama and everything, and hopefully the rest of this year will be a lot more smooth. I'll be able to make videos every single week, and I don't have to postpone any. You know, if we don't have any more technical issues with my computer or with my own system, and yeah. I hope the rest of this year is better. Because I'm going to be honest, 2025 as a whole has not been kind to me. You know, I started with mid-February when I would start having these technical problems with my computer. You know, I started back then. Then, of course, there's a lack of money issues. I was trying to trying to get money to pay for my trip, which in the end failed. Then I was sick for 3 weeks, and that was annoying because I didn't know how to fix that for a while. And then when I was up being sick, got back, tried to make some money, which failed, and yeah. 2025 has not been kind to me. Well, hopefully this is where things begin to take a turn for the better. Hopefully now I'll be able to start making some money. Hopefully starting next month, actually, through my business, and I'll be able to start becoming less reliant on Social Security money and become more reliant on all sorts of income that actually is reliable. And yeah. I hope that 2025 is a better year from here on out. Alrighty then. So, yeah, not sure what we're gonna get next here in Trainz 3, but we'll see. So going back to Kicking Horse Pass, apparently there was an update for this route which introduced a brand new feature, yeah, dynamic radio chatter. So I guess it's supposed to be dynamic radio chatter. I haven't noticed it yet though. Let's just go into the cab and see if it's in there. Oh. I guess it doesn't work, so okay, whatever. Actually, notice the chair at the top. When I uninstalled and reinstalled this route, it turns out it actually didn't delete the session I made at the beginning, where I showed up all the trains and rolling stock and stuff. So cool. So I wasted all that time playing through the scenario for nothing. I could have uninstalled and reinstalled the route from the beginning and then played through everything, and I wouldn't have had to do all this stuff. So that's cool. Yay. So, yeah, I don't know what's coming next, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. Alrighty then. I must be honest, I'm not very impressed with this add-on so far. So far, the only thing I've actually liked is the behavioral equipment, and that's it. Oh, in terms of new routes, we haven't actually gotten any new routes since the Kicking Horse Pass route, but just released actually is the Amtrak Viewliner pack. Yeah, apparently now we got more Amtrak Viewliner equipment here in Trainz 3. Thanks to the Baggett's car. So it's been sold as a separate add-on. So yeah, I'll be waiting until they include in some routes. Then, yay. Ugh. I'm a bit tired. Yeah. I had a pretty busy weekend actually. I had to get up early 2 days in a row because I went to Seekonk Speedway, well, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday I went to the Classic Cars show, which was pretty fun, and saw some open practice. And then Sunday I went to the first race event of the year. And, yeah. I get up early, which I don't like getting up early, but, yeah. But I had a pretty fun weekend at least. Take my mind off of the, all the rubbish that's been happening over the past couple months. And yeah. So, what now? Well, I'm going to sort of talk about this point. So far away from our destination. Let's go going this way. About halfway along the route, so yeah. Okay. Yeah, scheduled arrival is 12:55. So about 17 minutes away, although I might arrive there a bit quicker if I have any more train stoppages, but we'll see. So there you have it. Yeah, King Horse Pass, kind of a boring route if I'm honest. It's been much to see besides trees and stuff. So maybe in future Canadian routes though, we might see this vehicle equipment appear again. And maybe that'll be a better route that I'll be able to recommend. But unfortunately this route, nah. It's not that interesting. So, and besides beer, there's not really any other equipment in this route that's like worth buying for. So, yeah, honestly, unless you really want the real equipment, I think I'm gonna have to recommend that you skip this route because it's not that fun or interesting or anything. I mean, it's another slow route, which we've had so many of these routes by now, you know. So yeah, like I said, unless you want the very real equipment, I can't recommend this route. The freight train with the C-Row boxcars, which by the way is default equipment. So, that pretty much concludes my ramblings of the core developmentisms. But yeah, hopefully the YouTube content will be more consistent for the rest of this year now. I honestly haven't really been happy with my video output this year. I just haven't been able to post that many videos. You know, I try to post a video every single Saturday, but it's just, you know, it's just so many things have happened. I wrote into Alberta, yay. But with the amount of things that happened this year, yeah, I just haven't really been able to post as many videos as I would normally would, you know. But hopefully this is a turning point. Hopefully this is where things finally begin to pick up in terms of my YouTube stuff and things settle down in terms of my life. Yeah, it's been such a chaotic year, and hopefully this is where things take a turn for the better. Yes. So, yeah. Alrighty. Ugh. Yeah, I'm a bit tired. Still, yeah. To be honest, I didn't get that good of a sleep last night for some reason. I don't know why. Probably because of my seems got all messed up. Well, not messed up, but yeah, my sleep got quite a bit sausagey thanks to I just have to get up early 2 days in a row. Yeah. Although it's not out by the fact that it's kind of boring. Yeah, kind of boring route, and the only equipment that still has like pretty much is the V-rail stuff. Like now the other equipment this route has, I mean, you have two Canadian locomotives, the CPAC AS-44 and the Canadian Pacific thing. Those have been featured in previous routes. The CP rolling stock is not really that interesting. And we do get two old classic style Pullman coaches, but one of them isn't even American, and the other is American, but hasn't got a super locomotive to pull it, so it's like, what was the point? So, honestly, people ask me sometimes in the comments like, would I recommend a route? And a lot of times I just leave it up to the viewer to decide whether they really to get the route or not. But I think for this route, I am going to provide my own opinion. Again, unless you really want the V-rail equipment, I cannot recommend this route. It's just boring. And chances are the V-rail content might even become available as a separate standalone add-on. And there's also a possibility that it might be included in like a future route. So, yeah. So, I guess if you want the V-rail equipment now and you want a route to drive them on, then yeah, I guess you could get this route. But otherwise, if you do want the V-rail equipment, but you don't want it or you don't need it right now, I would recommend waiting for a future route release where they might include this equipment again, but the route that they'll be included in will be more worthwhile. So yeah. Although I've said my piece, why this was boring. I mean, if you enjoy these countryside routes, which is just a bunch of trees, then it's not that bad, I guess. I mean, yeah, again, if you enjoy this kind of route, then yeah, I would say it's more worth your time. Again, decent amount of equipment. even though the other two engines have already been featured before. Yeah, this part about interesting. Train. Oh, got an empty bell car train this time. Nice. Alright, about 10 minutes ago till we arrive at our destination. It's gonna be a pretty long video. Yay. But, seems if you guys don't seem to mind the long videos. Like, yeah, whenever I publish a video, whether it is long or short, it still gets the views, so. Yep. Highway. With no cars in it whatsoever. Yeah, they're able to put road traffic on like 2-lane roads, but if it's a highway, nah. Come on, even Trainz will kind of figure that out. I'm a Trainz Sim World, they often don't have enough traffic on like highways, but at least it's there. Oh, there it is. Oh, we're gonna get that a lot sooner, actually. Thank goodness. Because I've already run things to talk about. Is there somebody jamming through all outside? Alrighty then, so that is pretty much the Kicking Horse Pass route then. Again, I apologize for the delay with this video, as well as the Levon video. But fortunately, there aren't any more Trainz routes for review for now, so, yeah, whatever the next Trainz route that comes out, whenever it does, I will make sure to, record and upload that video much sooner, as hopefully this will be the end of the chaos, and I'll finally be able to get on with my life, and, yeah. Like I said, next video though will be published on the 17th. There'll be no video this weekend because I'm recording this video as soon as possible to get this out. But starting next Saturday, the 17th of May, that'll hopefully be the Kickstarter of a video every single Saturday, all the way up until the end of the year and beyond. Hopefully, unless something else happens, but I don't think it will at this point. Even if something does happen, hopefully it's only short term. Alright then, well, here we are, about to arrive, actually gonna get 5 minutes earlier than I thought we would, so, just fine by me, guys. I'm kind of tired of driving this route, and I've also run out of this to talk about, so, yep. Oh, well. At least I was able to show this video, or show this route on Saturday this video, though, because I was thinking I'm gonna have to, you know, go into free drive after I noticed the brother issue was happening again, but I think that's been fixed, so, yeah. Oh, really? Oh. I should have accelerated there. Balls. Yep, that was a mistake. I should have gone to the 40, then accelerate. Stupid me. Alrighty then. Oh, we're half a mile away from Lake Willies in Alberta. Okay, I should stop breaking the speed limit. It's just costing me time rather than saving it. We're about forever anyways, so there you go. Alrighty, so that is gonna do it then for this video. Oh, there it is. Huh. So they're being used as display pieces. No kidding. Well, I figured out what this coach is being used for. You know what's funny? We got the D10 look move in the Fawn route. If you got that route and then you got this route, you could use the D10 to pull those coaches. I think. Oh, that could be, but there you go. And, well, there you go. I found out what those coaches are used for. So they just use as display pieces. Alright. Springer twist up. I didn't get the train. Okay, what does it matter? Alright, and we have completed the session. Yay! Alrighty then. Well, that is going to do it for this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in whatever I make next.